Alright guys, so yesterday I did a video about a Duke volleyball player, a young African-American woman who made claims of racism against BYU because apparently during the Duke BYU volleyball game, somebody in the student section yelled the N-word at her. They were shouting racial slurs at her, allegedly. Okay, now this young woman has benefited from this, as you know, she's getting interviews on ESPN. You know, she's a darling of the mainstream liberal media. Everybody's feeling bad for her. They're saying that she's a victim because allegedly, she was called a racial slur. However, we don't have any evidence to suggest that that's what happened. And in fact, the evidence, including video evidence and witness testimony, suggests that what she said actually did not happen. Okay? And my point of bringing up that story is that more than likely that story is false. And you have BYU being smeared as racist, the students being smeared as racist, everybody associated with the BYU athletic program being smeared as racist off the probably false testimony of one woman who claims she heard the N-word, okay, being shouted at her during a volleyball match, okay? This ruins people's lives and their reputations when these false allegations are made. And I think it's time to make the race hustlers of America pay for falsely smearing people with lies, okay, and defamation. And that is what is happening here in this story that I want to talk about today, a story that I've talked about before, as the Ohio Supreme Court rejects Oberlin College's appeal of a $36 million defamation verdict. Now, if you guys are familiar with this story, some of you guys probably are, okay, this story was big news, you know, a few years ago, and it's been going on in court for a while. Essentially, Oberlin College and some of the people associated with Oberlin College, some of the administrators, some of the officials, accused this bakery, Gibson's Bakery, of racism after Gibson Bakery stopped three young black people from stealing wine out of their store. And I think that the store owner's son or somebody that worked at the store ended up tackling one of the black people, okay, that were stealing. And eventually they got arrested and pleaded guilty to theft, okay? However, that didn't stop the race hustlers of Oberlin College from accusing this bakery of racism, which led to this bakery being boycotted and losing a ton of business because of the false allegations of racism coming from the woke revolutionaries at Oberlin College. And Oberlin College decided to sue over these accusations because these accusations damaged their business, and they won. And I want to go ahead and show you guys a clip of what happened in the past in regards to what's been going on in this situation, so you guys kind of get a better understanding of what's going on here. And then we're going to talk about the latest ruling on this defamation lawsuit and then go from there. Take a look.
Colleges are watching us and you.
Calling the actions of Oberlin College in their handling of a student demonstration institutional arrogance, attorneys for a family-owned bakery market harmed by those demonstrations asked a Lorain County jury to send a message that will resonate with other institutions around the country.
We need to deter and discourage and tell them and this country that there's consequences for the things you say and you do.
The Gibsons stopped an African-American student from shoplifting at their store, and in demonstrations afterwards, other Oberlin College students labeled the family racist. The same jury already awarded the Gibsons $11 million for their damages, and the school argued that that amount was enough to send a strong message without a punitive award.
A punitive damages award at this point will impact people that had nothing to do with this process, nothing to do with these events.
But after less than 2 hours of deliberation, the jury on Thursday decided the college owes the Gibsons an additional punitive damage award of more than $33 million plus attorney's fees.
The jury, I just am so thankful for them sending the message that this does have to stop.
When they inflict harm on members of the community and don't accept responsibility for that harm, every once in a while, you're going to have some brave souls like the Gibson family and this jury who will call them out on it.
The Gibsons emotional after a 2-year battle, also hoping the outcome will help restore their reputation.
I think it's a clear vindication of and they've clearly said that my father, our family, we have no history of racism. We weren't in the past, and we aren't now. And the jury has made that clear.
So attorneys for Oberlin College did not make any public statements. They didn't want to make any statements afterwards at all. But they did make it clear that this award can be appealed, and it looks very much like that is what they intend to do.
Yeah, so fast forward a few years, the initial award was reduced. Oberlin College still refused to pay, okay, and they kept appealing, basically saying we're not paying this, yada, yada, yada. And eventually the Ohio Supreme Court stopped the madness, okay, as they have rejected Oberlin College's appeal of the $36 million defamation verdict. So let's read about this, and then I'm going to get to my main point here. The Ohio Supreme Court on Tuesday declined to review a lower court ruling that Oberlin College must pay $36 million to a nearby bakery that sued after the school and an administrator joined students in accusing the business's owners of racism. Without comment, the High Court voted 4-3 not to hear Oberlin's appeal of the ruling, which found that the liberal arts school defamed the store owners Allison Gibson and his son David Gibson after a 2016 shoplifting incident involving 3 black students. All 4 Republican justices sided against hearing the appeal, while the 3 Democratic justices on the court voted in favor of accepting the case. In November 2016, David's son, also named Allen, had tackled a black male student he caught stealing a bottle of wine, then confronted the student and 2 black female students who tried to intervene. All 3 students were arrested and later pleaded guilty to various misdemeanor charges. But before the students admitted their guilt, students took protests broke out accusing Gibson of racism. Oberlin's student government passed a resolution accusing the bakery of a history of racial discrimination. Then Dean of Students Meredith Radamato handed out flyers protesting the bakery, and school officials moved to stop ordering food from the bakery for its dining hall. So basically, the school had punished Gibson over accusations of racism, hence the defamation lawsuit, right? Hence them saying, look, these accusations of racism directly damaged our business. And these accusations are false because these people actually admitted to stealing. But despite that, despite not waiting for the facts to come out, you wanted to cancel us anyways to appease the mob. The case quickly turned into a national cultural flashpoint, with critics accusing Oberlin and its students of engaging in cancel culture. Others called the judgment against the school excessive, arguing it reflected the emotions of people who are fed up with public shaming by the politically correct. In June 2019, a Lorain County trial judge awarded the Gibsons $44 million, though the amount was later reduced to $25 million. Oberlin was also ordered to pay $6 million in attorney fees and $4.5 million in interest. In April, 3 judges on the Ohio 9th District Court of Appeals upheld the judgment against the school. Yeah, so Oberlin's saying that, hey, it's a disappointment that, this didn't go our way. But they don't necessarily seem like they're going to keep trying to fight against this, because they've lost every single battle that they've tried to have against this bakery when it comes to this bakery saying, look, you owe us money. You're directly responsible for damaging our businesses. And again, all this is to say that stories like this are stories that give me hope for this country. In the sense that if we start making these race hustlers pay, if we start making these people who accuse people of racism with no evidence whatsoever, we start making them pay legally for it, maybe they will think twice before making false accusations of racism. Now, again, that's not trying to infringe on anybody's freedom of speech, right? You can say what you want to say. However, at the end of the day, when you start using speech that is defaming a business, okay, you're causing the business to lose money. The college decides that they're going to take away money from the business because of false accusations. The people that are making those false accusations should be held legally liable, right? Now, again, should they be thrown in jail for it? No. But you should pay up because you damaged the reputation of a business unfairly. And there's too many people that have been emboldened to do this. There's too many people out there that are emboldened to just claim racism where there is no racism. Again, 2 stories I've done recently about this. Dr. Rashad Ritchie and other race hustlers in the media accusing the Little League of racism, a Little League baseball team of racism, just because some white kids, or what looked to be white kids, put cotton, or not even cotton really, like some polyester stuffing on a kid's head. Okay, they tried to say that was racist. Tried to accuse the Little League team of being racist, the parents of being racist, and the kids of being racist. Everybody's racist involved. Okay? Clearly false. Clearly false accusations. And then you got the Duke student, who I just talked about, that made the accusation of racism against BYU with no evidence whatsoever. This has to stop. And the only way that it stops is if people start getting sued for these false accusations and they start paying up, right? Because it happens way too much and it's ruining people's lives and their reputations with these accusations that have no evidence behind them. Okay, people become too emboldened with this stuff because we rewarded people historically for making these types of allegations, whether or not, it doesn't matter whether or not they're actually true. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.